Yeah, the idea that like Luna's just like a little person in there being like,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what that
It's like her
fence
reading
smells
a
like.
newspaper or like whatever.
Being
Yeah.
like, oh my God, they hit the Pentagon.
But Kendrick recently did it.
Yeah.
This is not my update, but it's just coming out now.
Thank you for clarifying that. It's not your update.
I used to like Vince Staples a lot. Well, I do like him. I just haven't listened to him in a long time. And I remembered him the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to like this. I was out late night balling, counting by the hundreds and the thousands. That one's called I think it's called Big Fish. And the whole album is like the covers of fish. I was gonna send it to you, but you know, I was like, I can't send her every fish thing I see.
Yeah, you just see you see a goldfish on the ground, you're like, Ellie's gonna see this.
But anyway, there's a part where he's like, boom bop boom bada bing bop bam, and I was like, doesn't Kendrick do that? And they work together. Yeah. So
maybe
you know,
Kendrick stole
you just become like each other.
You should start more rap beef.
Like I just said, Princess Di, which is what you say.
Totally. Yeah.
Because we're just.
But you know, your friends like rub off on you and stuff.
Totally. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're converging.
Totally.
Into one.
That's right.
To become one. I need so. I'm just coming in here singing for no reason. Wait, so I don't want to gross the listeners out, but I did just have a little diarrhea episode right before the pod. I was rushing here.
So if she looks different, you know why.
Yeah. Remember that one time I had diarrhea? We were in Boston.
Oh yeah.
And I felt miserable and like I didn't even know what it was yet. Yeah. And then I had diarrhea and I came back like I was like
she came back with like her arms up like she was walking into a wrestling ring.
And I felt high for a while.
Yeah.
Like
you were like, that was the best shit of my life. I feel I feel like a new woman.
I was like, I could write a paper right now.
Yeah. We were at Legal Seafood in Boston. Yeah. And that server was like way too excited to hang out with us. Mm-hmm. Because we're getting dinner. I don't know. We were on shows and shit, so we're getting dinner like 5 p.m., which is like the earliest.
There was nothing going on there.
Yeah, there was like no other tables in there. And like Legal Seafood, if you're not from Boston, it's like the Cheesecake Factory of seafood restaurants, essentially. And so it's like, you know, there's probably 100 tables in there. And
it was huge.
Yeah, it was huge. It was like that time we went to P.F. Chang's at fucking 5 p.m. in Indianapolis.
Also with a waiter who was
an excited young waiter who wanted to like fucking hang out with us real
you're the
bad.
first people I've talked to today.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like they haven't been screamed at by a boomer yet, so they're like excited to like help us get our meal.
They're like, maybe today will be all positive.
Yeah,
they're just disappointed every day.
Before their spirit was crushed by the service industry. Yeah, 100%. God.
But yeah, man. Love that change in personality from diarrhea. I do feel better than I felt before.
Yeah, I had a similar thing happen earlier. I had lunch and I thought I had waited enough time, but then I went for a run and I just ran 2 miles as fast as I could. Yeah. And then my stomach hurt after.
Speed is what's bad.
Yeah, my stomach hurt after, surprise. So I had to lay down and I was like, Brittany, I'm going to be late to the pod. I have to lay down.
Here we are, rubbing off on each other.
Yeah, because
this become one.
To become one.
It's like having our cycles at the same time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I wonder if our cycles are still in sync. They probably are.
Mine's coming up.
I don't even know when mine is anymore.
6 days. I track it now.
I should track mine.
It's changed my world.
Because
I felt kind of down the last couple days, and I'm like, what's wrong? And then I open up my app, and I'm like, you're fine.
It allows you to gaslight yourself.
Yeah.
Into being like, you're just on your period.
Yeah, it allows me to not bring things up I should bring up.
Yeah. You're like, you're just on your period, Brittany. Stop being such a bitch.
When I was in the bathroom just before, I walked in and I was like, oh no, someone's in here. This is going to be hard for me, you know? And
then you found out they were having diarrhea too?
I wish.
And you were like, to become
timing
one.
it together. And then neither of us know which one.
Both of you in there blasting. Holding hands underneath the stalls.
I was like, well, she's leaving the stall. She's about to wash her hands. Those hand dryers were super loud. So I was like, I'll time it or whatever.
Blast, yeah.
She didn't wash her hands, knowing I'm in there too. Weird, right? And then a lot happened right before the pod. And then I washing my hands and these other ladies walk in. By the way, there's like a lizard event right now.
Yeah.
And this one woman walked in. Obviously, she was at the event. And she walks in and she starts washing her hands and arms like in such a stressful
oh my God, she
way.
hates lizards.
Like she held the lizards and she was like, I have to get this off of me. She seemed like so.
Oh God.
Like it had to happen so quickly.
Maybe a lizard like peed on her or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Probably not.
I mean, even that. But we grew up like
totally.
I was always hanging out with animals and
same. Yeah.
Gardener snakes peeing on us.
Oh my God. They have the stinkiest. I don't even know if it's pee.
Yeah.
But they have this stinky defense mechanism.
Yeah.
I would put it in my pocket. I would put gardener snakes in my pocket. And what? You never did that?
I'm just laughing because I feel like we had this conversation on the last pod.
What the hell?
Well, I brought up gardener snakes again, but then you saying I put them in my pocket, I was like, we definitely
fuck
this. But I also love imagining you with the snake in your pocket.
I know. I like open a trench coat.
Proud of yourself.
I open a trench coat and there's a bunch of snakes in it. But yeah, I would put them in.
Man, our lives just repeat.
I know, God, we're so stupid. We should end this podcast. We've come all the way around. We're just saying the same
every
story.
Thought I've ever had, I just keep having again.
Totally, I know.
I hate it.
You think that you're like you think that you're like an interesting person who deserves to have a podcast, and then you realize that you talk about putting a gardener snake in your pocket every single fucking episode. God, I hate us. I hate this podcast.
Oh, so funny. Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Wait, I got stinky pockets from the gardener snake. I just wanted to finish it.
Okay, sorry.
That's what I said last time, but I had to finish it. I would put a gardener snake in my pocket and it would fucking piss all over my pocket and I'd have stinky pockets. Go listen to
last week's ep and see how it matches up to this week's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's probably pretty different.
You think? I don't think it is. Thank you for being positive.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns, the podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Breton's Cardwell on Instagram.
And I'm Ali O'Neill. You can find me on Instagram at It's Ali O'Neill. Subscribe to the pod. Put a gardener snake in your pocket.
Sorry, I'm
DM us.
Crying immediately.
I know.
It's better if this happens midway through the pod.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like oversensitive to laugh crying.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen the rest
overstimulated.
of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
What's going on?
Fucking nothing. Nothing's going on. Yeah, so there is.
You're out there running real fast.
I'm out there running real fast. Ran too fast, got a tummy ache, had to lay down, was late to the pod. Wait, Maxim, what's the name of the Gecko place? The Gecko Gallery. So at 255 McKibben, there's a Gecko Gallery where you can go in and pay to look at lizards.
Man.
And they just had they're having their grand opening literally as we record this podcast. Yeah. And so we just wanted to we're neighbors with them, so we just wanted to drop the name. But Brittany and I were supposed to get here early to go look at the lizards before we pod.
And to bring that energy on.
And to bring the lizard energy on.
Yeah.
And then Brittany and I walked up to the lizard room, and there was a bunch of people there, and both her and I were like, do you want to do it after? Because we were like, there's too many people there.
I did. I felt too mad when I got out there.
Yeah.
Even though I was imagining lizards, it wasn't enough
to
not feel
I needed
overwhelmed.
I needed to calm down. I was too overstimulated with all those people. They're all excited and there's some kids and whatever.
Except that lady washing her arms vigorously.
She's like, fuck, God, I hate lizards. Why did I come to this?
Like she thought it would seep in further if she didn't do it in that 30
It's so
seconds.
Fucking dumb. It
was
lizard,
weird.
bro.
She looked so stressed.
Ugh, it's so dumb. Anyway.
Yeah, we're cool lizard girls, so we like lizards on our arms.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I used to put gardener snakes in my pockets.
That's going to be on the next bingo card.
I know, yeah.
We're ready for an update. What do we have now? We'll find out from Johnny Dukes. Maybe he'll make a new card.
Yeah.
No pressure.
The bingo card. I used to put gardener snakes in my pocket. I used to put gardener snakes in my pocket, and they would make my pocket smelly.
You talking about a specific sized fish tank? This one's 15 gallons.
I'm like, yeah, it's about a 2.5 liter. Definitely too small for fish. You could put a guppy or a neon tetra in there, but mostly shrimps and snails.
What?
Dave.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Dave.
Talking about Dave
I
and
guess
Dwayne.
Dave and Dwayne.
Yeah.
But let's make it both of them in one square.
Dwave.
Because otherwise it's too easy. Dwave.
Dwavin.
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 Man, I miss those celebrity couple names. I feel like nobody does them
Yeah,
anymore.
totally. Like Brangelina.
Yeah.
What would ours be? Brally.
Ooh, that's really good.
Wait.
Alani.
Alatni. Yeah, that's true. Alatni. Yeah.
I like
sounds
Browley.
like a prescription medication.
It does.
With once a month Alatni, you could stop having so much fucking diarrhea. What
May
updates
cause
do you have?
Diarrhea. What updates do I have? Well, I had the diarrhea update. What else did I have? I did write some stuff down.
Brittany gave herself diarrhea so she'd have something to talk about on the pod.
Oh man, I got nervous too. Sorry, it is a little gross. It's not gross to me, but I know some people think it's gross. I turned around and looked at it and it was a little bit red and I was like, what the hell? And I was like, oh, you ate a bunch of beets.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
And it's like the kind of red your shit gets when you have beets is alarming.
It is.
It's so red and it's dark red, which is scary. And it's all of it. I don't know. I don't know who okayed that, but.
And it gets through so quick.
Yeah.
Okay. I had these beets.
Totally.
At 3:00.
Yeah. And your body is
what time is it? It's 7:00.
4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours is all it took.
That
you did have diarrhea, so.
That's true. It went
through faster, yeah. I assume. I don't know how bowels or anything work.
Me either.
If you're a doctor, write in. If you're a doctor listening to this show, you should get your license revoked.
Food comes in and your stomach goes, nope.
It goes, no way, pass it through, pass it through.
A special chute.
Keep it wet. Keep it squishy, keep it wet, pass it through. keep it liquid, Get it out of here.
Alarms are going off. We got some wet.
Yeah. Oh my God. All the workers are like that Lucille Ball sketch where she has to like wrap the candies. They're like, fuck. Yeah. There's like alarms and like red lights flashing. Yeah. They're like, move it through.
Yeah. A bunch of workers keep trying to look and then they're like crowding and all, and I don't know. I shouldn't have said that.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted your updates.
Well, I don't have many other updates. I've been watching Katrina's dog Luna for like a week, a little over a week, and I am loving it.
Does she sleep in the bed with you?
Yeah.
Isn't that the best thing ever?
She's so cuddly.
Oh,
she's
I
so
love that.
sweet. She's such an angel. I'll put a picture on the carousel.
I love Luna.
I love her so much.
She's such a sweet pea.
It's been so fun hanging out with her. But it's like I live in a studio, right?
Yeah.
And so she has nowhere to go. She's just like watching me all day. She's watching me work. She's watching me get dressed. She's watching me do my PT exercises. She's like, what the hell
is that doing anything?
Yeah. She's like, I do that all day.
Which is what we say about PT.
Yeah,
that
it's like fake exercise.
It feels like fake exercise. Yeah.
Yeah. Lifting my arm.
Yeah.
Lifting my arm.
It feels like you're doing this. You're like, ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Like that's going to do anything.
Yeah,
you know
totally.
what I mean?
Or it's like a child being defiant.
Yeah.
You know, like you're being told like you need to move this, you need to do this exercise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did it.
Yeah, I know that's how it feels, but it's like actually helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Watching Luna's been fun. And I'm not writing bits about dogs or anything. I was telling Dwayne some of this stuff and he's like, what, you working on some dog bits? I was like, I'm not doing there's too many dog bits.
Too many dog bits.
I'm not doing a dog bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my own specialized dog bits about my dog biting my face.
Totally, but that's different because that's your dog, not about dogs.
No,
like people have too many. I used to when I first started, I had bits about dogs, and I was like, dogs are like this, and cats are like this.
Totally.
And that's because I was 2 years into stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't do that anymore. I talk about my dog only.
Yeah.
And her special relationship to me.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's just weird. I'm like, is she bored? But then she sleeps a lot. And then we go out, you know, and and then I'm like, it's weird. Dogs going out. It's like they go out, right? And they smell everything. Yeah. And them smelling is them getting information, which I get.
It's them checking their notifications.
Yes, exactly. But what's so weird is like they're doing that. So we go out like at this time, right?
Yeah.
And she does that for like a while. And I'm like, there she is gathering her information about what happened around this area.
Totally.
And she's like knowing all the gossip of the neighborhood.
Yes, she's sniffing piss. She's like, damn, there's a big dog here. Holy shit.
I wonder what he's been up to. She's like making a lot of stuff up.
Oh my God, he's a rescue?
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Yeah.
And then she goes back into my apartment and just thinks about all the stuff she discovered, I guess.
I don't think she does that.
But then she goes back out and she's like, I got to get my updates.
Yeah. I think that I don't know if the dogs are in the apartment being like, man, I wonder what that guy's up to.
They're probably not.
I don't think
but
that
I'm
they
like,
have like object permanence.
All
like
they
we
have
do.
are events they've imagined about other dogs and other things moving around.
Yeah.
In their vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that they're probably like very present. They're like, oh, Brittany's getting up, going to the bathroom, didn't flush. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't do that, but
do you think they're updating though when they go out the next time? Because then they're like, okay, what's going on now? What happened in the last 4 hours?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I feel like dogs are like, they're not like putting information on top of itself.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't really believe it, but I like the idea.
Yeah, the idea that like Luna's just like a little person in there being like,
yeah.
I can't wait to see what that
It's like her reading a
like.
newspaper or like whatever.
Being like, oh my God, they hit the Pentagon.
That's so funny.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I think those are my only updates. I also listened to a podcast today. This is real brief. It was about Cliff Notes, right? The guy, Cliff, his name's Cliff.
Oh, it's his notes.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But he stole the idea he originally published Cole's notes from a guy who asked him to do it.
Oh my God.
And it was originally like basically Cliff Notes for like Shakespeare and stuff.
Yeah, and then he just wrote it shorter.
Yeah. Well, and then he took the idea and applied it to other stuff, which is maybe, it's not like necessarily like anyone could just shorten something. It's not like that idea is off limits.
Mm-hmm.
But he just stopped selling for that guy and made his own Cliff Notes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's going on with Cole? Is Cliff alive?
No, he died.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good.
He died 3 years after he quit the business.
Wow.
He was like 80 something and he died 3 years later.
It was keeping him alive.
Yeah.
Shortening, like writing a short version of To Kill a Mockingbird or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he had to live for, I guess.
Yeah. Those are my updates. That's all.
Hell yeah, dude.
So that was interesting. He was like,
that's pretty cool.
Kind of plagiarizing in a way.
Yeah, I feel like, every year I get older, I find out like another thing that I felt like was innocuous is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I saw, this didn't happen like recently, but like maybe a year ago. Those videos where people have like a monkey and a kitten together.
Oh yeah.
Like they're so cute.
Man.
And then you find out that like there's like a factory where they like build like a bedroom and a sound stage, and then they get like abused animals and drug them to be able to be together. It's just like horrible shit.
That's horrible.
They're like, this is a duck and a bunny and a guinea pig falling asleep next to each other because they're starving.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so bad.
Man.
Like we can't have anything nice.
No. That sucks, because those are some of the only things that bring me joy. Seeing animals love each other.
Everything is just horrible. Yeah. Everything's just awful. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I had updates, but I forgot what they were. Yeah, I was also at, okay. This is probably not exciting for the pod, but. So, Katrina.
Exciting just for me.
Katrina is away.
Yep.
And Dave is staying with Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
So that means Dave has Katrina's whole apartment to himself, and that's why Luna is with you, right? Mm-hmm. Our lives are very intertwined. But so Dave is staying at Katrina's place, like near Prospect Park, and so I was like, I'll bring Betty over to Dave's place or to Katrina's place, and then we'll just like stay there for the weekend, and we'll walk Betty in the park. One thing I discovered is that in Katrina's place, you come out of her apartment, you walk down the stairs, and there's a little window right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk down some more stairs and you can go out the door.
Oh, yeah.
So Betty, every single time we went down the stairs to go outside, she would hop up and look out the window and check it out and then keep going. And I have a video of it. So go ahead. You can watch it. She does it every time. Every single time I would take her out.
Nothing. Still nothing.
Yeah, she just like
she's waiting for something out there.
Gets up on. She puts her front paws on the sill of the window, looks around, checks it out, and then keeps going. It's so funny.
That's so cute.
It's such like a weird dog thing to do.
Yeah.
She's like, everything good out here.
What if it's like an OCD thing? She does it because she's like, if I don't do this, Ali will die.
Yeah, it's honestly, walk. I would not be surprised if it was that.
She's so anxious.
Oh, also, okay, I inadvertently, so in Brittany and Katrina's neighborhood, there's a bar with a fish tank in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've loved this fish tank. And Dave, since he's living at Katrina's, he'll go out for like, I know, it's now my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite bar in the world. So like Dave will go to the bar every once in a while and he'll send me a video of the fish tank and the guy in it, whose name we found out was Xavier.
It's such a good fish name.
And I found out like by accident, just because I have a lot of fish content coming up on my TikTok, what breed of fish he is.
Oh.
And he's a blood parrot cichlid.
Oh.
Which are, this is true, every cichlid is extremely aggressive and can only live alone.
Oh, that does make me feel less sad. Yeah. But he has a little friend.
There's like a big, huge pleco at the bottom. Pleco are those like bottom feeders that are black and they're spiny. They look like dinosaurs. Oh. You've seen them before. Look it up. Yeah. But
man, there's
like a huge pleco in there, and then
I'm actually really relieved.
Yeah,
because this is the fish I used to get really sad about when we'd go to that bar.
Yeah.
I like couldn't look at him. I'd be standing in the bathroom line, like, man.
Yeah, it feels sad when you see a fish in a fish tank alone, but it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna tell the establishment how to take care of their fish, but if that was my fish tank. I would put live plants in there. Yeah. Like that colorful gravel. What if you have, a beautiful natural sand and substrate, and then you could put live plants. Yeah. And that would probably be better.
And you could go swim down there and fluff up the sand. That'd
totally. Be fun. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would do.
But yeah, those guys are really cool. But they need Dave was like, we should get one of those guys. Because he's like, when you walk up to the tank, he's like, dude, what's up? I'm so excited to see you. He's like so cute.
Yeah, I'm just a little aggressive. They put me in here.
Yeah, he's like, alone. I'll kill any guy who comes in here, but I like you. And, but like, Dave was like, we should get one of those. And I'm like, if we get that
Dave's
fish,
into the fish
that
stuff.
is the only fish we can have. We can't have shrimps. We can't have African dwarf frogs.
Oh,
we can't have snails. We can't have any of it.
Those frogs are so cute.
I know. I love those frogs. They're so cool. They're like,
it's
so cool. I love them.
They're like they're robbing a bank.
Dude, they're always like, hold on.
Be as still as possible.
Yeah, and then they're just floating. They're so funny. I love them so much. I'm gonna have like a fish tank. I like don't even know what fish I want. Like I know I want shrimps and I know I want frogs, and that's all I know that I want.
Oh, I didn't mean robbing a bank. I meant like a museum where everything's protected and they have to be real still.
Yeah.
And they're like being suspended down through the
Or it's like
lasers.
he looks like there's a bunch of kids running around and somebody just broke glass.
Yeah.
He's like, hold on.
Yeah.
Guys, everybody stop.
That's how my dad is.
Yeah.
I am so.
Nobody move. Yeah.
I think I'm overly nervous about when glass is broken now because of that. I'm like, well, I'm sweeping and vacuuming my entire apartment.
I'm that way about candles because my mother would always be like, is there a fucking candle going? She hated candles because her house burned down when she was a kid, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But like every time I would light a single match, she'd be like, somebody burning candles in here. She like hated it so much. Never burnt a candle in my entire childhood until I moved out. And now every time I have burn a candle in my own home, I'm like, somebody burning candles in here.
You look around and you're like, is this okay?
Yeah. And I'm like, my mother's spinning in her urn.
Yeah.
Because I lit a fucking candle. Anyway, should we get into our stupid stories?
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about? The fish tank. There was something I was going to say. I forget what it is. It doesn't matter. We can
fish tank, sad fish. Before that, I was talking about Katrina's place and Betty hopping up at the window.
No, I don't know what it is. It's all right.
Well, sick.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. So this is also a gross story.
Ooh.
Body horror episode.
Yeah. We haven't done one that's like full of that in a long time.
Totally. Yeah. So I was at Jesus camp. I was like 14. It was like a kind of cool Jesus camp. It was like kind of artsy, but it's still like, was, Jesus-y.
Yeah.
And at camp, like you go.
It's like an Oberlin college.
It was like,
but like
Yeah, it was like Oberlin, but there was mass 3 times a day. Truly, like 3 or 4. Like there would be like prayers. It was very like Christian focused, but then we would like paint murals during the day. And they also, I think I've talked about this before, they also, part of the camp was that they made you do labor, like physical labor. Like you had to like do landscape. I was like, you had to do landscaping, or you had to like paint a house, or you had to like mow
every
a lawn.
day?
Yeah, every day.
Oh, wow.
For like the entire week or 2 weeks that you were there. And they were like, this is how we keep costs down. And I'm like, oh, by having free labor,
you
child
been
labor.
Like, it's a way to teach a lesson. Like you could have
totally
lied and made it seem like there was a benefit to the people at the camp.
No, totally.
Not that I agree with lying at all.
Nice save, Brittany.
At all. Did adding at all in there make it more convincing?
At all.
Not one bit.
I don't agree at all.
Period.
Oh my God. There's okay.
No lying. Period. End of conversation.
No line. Period. End of conversation. That's it. That's what you just did. On RuPaul's Drag Race season 5, Coco Montrese and Alyssa Edwards get in a huge fight because they actually came into the season as enemies. Because
are these the ones that I know? We watched this together?
No, we watched season 4 together.
Okay.
But this is the season after, which you may have seen 1 or 2 episodes of, but I don't expect you to remember them. But Coco Montrese and Alyssa Edwards were absolute enemies of each other coming in because Alyssa Edwards won Miss Gay Continental, which is a huge drag pageant, and then didn't fulfill her duties. And Coco Montrese was like, she's not fulfilling her duties because she was the runner-up, and then she got crowned instead.
Oh, wow.
So they've hated each other for years. So they got in fights a lot on the season, which was really good TV.
Nice.
And
what are the duties?
you have to like go to certain events. I don't know. Pageants are very like, you have to like go to a children's hospital and you have to go make a speech here. Even drag pageants are still like that, you know? But there's a scene where Coco Montrese is screaming at Alyssa Edwards and she's like, I'm not joking, bitch. Oh, at all. It's so good. It is. Oh, at all. It's so good, dude. Anyway, so I was at Jesus Camp.
Yeah.
And I was doing physical labor and shit. I had my period that week, and as a 14-year-old, you don't know how to manage your period.
Was it your first period?
Not my first period.
Okay.
I had it before, only used pads, but we wanted to go swimming.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
I don't know how to use a tampon.
Classic dilemma.
And I don't want to ask.
You can't use a pad. You think you can when you're that young swimming, but it like gets filled up. And you're like, well, I'm still wearing a pad. But then it's like all the blood just floats out of it.
It's also like, then you have like a wet diaper on.
Yeah.
It's like in your fucking,
your
little swimsuit. Anyway, so I was like.
Yeah, it's like sagging down while you walk.
Yeah, it's horrible. You just have like a big wet crotch with a diaper in it. It's insane. And I was trying to like, be hot or whatever. And I asked a counselor, I was like, hey, can I have a tampon? She was like, yeah, sure. Not knowing how to use it at all. I had no idea how to use a tampon. So for the 99% male listeners that we have, the way that a tampon works is there's an applicator. It's usually plastic or cardboard.
Yeah.
You have the tampon thing inside the applicator, and it's like 2 tubes. And you push one tube, and it pushes the tampon out, and then you take the applicator out.
Yeah.
And so you like stick it in there, and then you push
smart,
the tube.
Simple design.
Very simple design. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to compare it to something, but
it's like a push pop.
Yeah, it's like a push pop. Yeah, but then the pop comes out inside your vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a tampon. It's like a push pop. So I didn't know the process at all. I knew like where my vagina was.
Yeah.
I had like a vague idea of that. But
you don't know how to imagine the inside though, and where it's going and how to angle it.
Totally.
That's the hard part.
Yeah. And I also didn't know that you like don't keep the applicator inside you.
Oh yeah. I did this too.
Yeah. So I'm like ready to go swimming. I push the applicator inside me and I'm like, well, I guess that's it. And then I get up and I'm like, this is really uncomfortable.
Yes.
And so then I like walk to the lake and I'm like extremely self-conscious of it the entire time.
Yeah.
And then I like get in the water and then it like comes loose. And I'm just like around a bunch of people.
Oh, no.
And then the tampon like floats up.
Oh, no.
And people are like, ew, there's a tampon in the water. And I'm like, oh my God, ew, who the fuck did that? And I just completely pretend that it didn't come out of me. And I'm like, oh my God, ew. And we all like are disgusted and we get out of the water. All the boys are like puking and shitting their pants because of it. The 17-year-old male lifeguard has to go in and fish it out of the lake because it's litter. Like it became a huge thing. And everybody was like, who was it? Who was it? And I'm like, who was it?
And then like the whole rest of the day is an investigation.
It was an investigation and I never got caught, by the way.
What's that game, the board game with the rooms and the
objects? Clue.
It's like that.
who dropped the tampon in the lake?
All the same area, same object.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it.
But it was like a huge drama and it was talked about. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to like a summer camp experience, but
really.
Like a sleepover camp experience is you hang out for a week and then when you all have to go home, it's like you're graduating high school and you're never going to see them again. It's like so dramatic.
Yeah.
And so people were doing like speeches and shit as we were leaving and the tampon in the lake kept coming up as like a joke.
It was the main event of the whole
people
camp.
would not let it go. I'm sure there's like somebody who went to that camp and was like, yeah, and then there was a tampon in the lake.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that's like all they remember from the fucking weekend.
Did someone end up getting blamed? Like, was there someone most people was like, it's probably
not to my knowledge. And if they were
good.
blaming me behind my back because somebody saw it happen, because I would not be surprised if somebody saw it happen.
Yeah.
Then I never found out about it. And I'm fine living that way.
I feel like you would do well acting in that situation.
Totally. Though. I was like so committed to the bit. And I was like, that's fucking disgusting who did that. Like truly just like completely.
Someone doesn't know how to use a tampon?
Who doesn't know how to use a tampon? We're all 14 already. Jesus.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Man.
But yeah, I didn't get caught though. It would have been a better story if I had gotten caught.
Yeah.
It's the same camp that I got my first UTI at.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, a lot happened.
Yeah, being 14 is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
Man. I really struggled with tampons when I first started. Also, like, sometimes then I would get them in right, but then they weren't up enough.
I know.
And then it hurts a lot.
Yeah, I know. And
then
you
I'm like,
feel it at all times.
Yeah, and then I think I'll just like get used to it and it'll be like that for hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
I have to redo it.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Just awful.
Man.
Just horrible using tampons.
I remember my mom being like, she was always so annoyed with me as a kid. I remember being like, oh, like, how do I use this? And I told her I was kind of nervous. I was scared. I remember her just being like frustrated that I like had questions and wasn't just going to do it, you know? And she's like, it's like the size of a marker. Like, it's not a big deal.
And I imagined, a marker?
I imagined, remember the thin markers?
Oh, yeah.
So Crayola had like the thicker ones.
That they were like this thickness of like a pencil, essentially. Yeah.
And I imagined those first for some reason.
Totally.
And so I was like, that's nothing at all. That's going to be so easy. I opened the box and it was the bigger marker size.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom.
Yeah. Like Sharpie size. You're like, what the hell? I know. Seriously, like putting in a tampon is so fucking terrifying at that age. Like, I feel like people don't talk about this enough.
Yeah, you don't understand your body and you don't realize like it's just stuck there.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's also like
you imagine it just like being able to do anything and
also, yeah, you don't like know. We're just doing an anatomy podcast at this point, but I feel like our listeners should know.
Yeah.
Like your like vagina has feeling mostly on the outside, but in there's way less feeling. So if you have a tampon in, you shouldn't even feel it. And you don't know that when you're younger.
No.
People are like, you don't even feel it. And you're like, how the fuck do I not even feel it? Are you guys crazy? You feel like you're being gaslit the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, it's fine. It's the size of a marker. And you're like, what?
And when you're a kid, you have no idea how far up it goes.
Totally.
So you're just you're afraid to go too far, so you never put it far enough in.
Yeah, you're like, is it going to come out my mouth?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. I can't think of any other tampon.
Just for the listeners to know, I know how to use a tampon now. Don't worry.
We know.
Oh, I know how to use a tampon.
We know now a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I put it in my belly button or whatever.
I didn't mean that to be a pun. I hate puns, so I didn't mean that for it to be a pun.
Okay, Brittany. Jesus Christ. We get it.
All right, my stupid story is about my uncle Scott.
Nice.
He's hilarious. He's, my brother. My dad has 9 siblings. He's one of them. He's a twin. There's 2 sets of twins. I don't know if I ever told you that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised that none of your brothers have had twins because they're usually genetic.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if it goes through the
I wonder if it goes through
side.
Yeah, mother or father. Anyway.
I think I read about it once and I was like, guess I might be having twins.
Yeah.
But not anymore. Sorry, Mom.
You're like, I'm barren.
I have chosen. Yeah, I'm barren.
Dude, calling a woman barren is so insane. I've been watching Handmaid's Tale recently.
Oh, yeah?
And they call people barren. And I'm like, God, they used to say that like in olden times. What a fucked up way to describe like a human.
Yeah. That's my nephew's name.
Oh my God, that's right. Baron, but like Baron.
Yeah. It's just so funny.
That's so crazy.
Describing human. But so my Uncle Scott, he's... Well, I shouldn't say too much because it is his personal life. But he had some trouble with the law and stuff, like growing up. Mm-hmm. He was always doing stuff, getting in trouble. And he lived with us for a while when we were in high school because my parents were like trying to help him get more on his feet and stuff. He lived with them for like 10 or 15 years or something. Something crazy like that. And so we spent a lot of time with him, and he's so funny. He's very nice.
Dude, the fucked up uncle is always the funnest to be around.
Mm-hmm. He's really goofy. He does have some hearing problems, so he's always yelling. And he's very nice, very sweet. It was Christmas one year, and he was there, and I think because he spent so much time with our family and he appreciated everything that my parents were doing, he was like, I'm going to like really go all out with the Christmas gifts. And he got me and my brothers, like, I don't fully remember, but they were really nice jackets.
Oh, shit.
Like maybe even leather or something. Like something really, really nice.
Yeah.
And that's not the way our family is.
With gifts, that's right.
With gifts.
Didn't you recently, there was like one holiday where you were like, no gifts this year.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Yeah.
And for a while, for a long time, we did no gifts at all.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's about spending time together.
Totally, yeah. But
my mom would always get like a few little things for us.
And now there's like kids in the family.
Now there's kids, so we do gifts. We had to like adjust.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gets us these like really nice gifts. And what me and my brothers went in on one gift.
Oh my God. I love it. Oh my God, I cannot
It was
wait.
a Meatloaf CD. That's it. We knew we loved Meatloaf and we were like, the 3 of us will join together to buy one CD for Scott.
Well, you guys were like teenagers,
I know,
right?
But it just felt so bad.
He's like, here you go, genuine leather jackets. And you're like, all 3 of us got you a CD.
He bought us lotto tickets too, I think, which is fun.
What tickets?
Lotto tickets.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
And I remember like,
that's so funny,
I think my brother won like $50 and then Scott like looked jealous.
He's like, oh, what's $50? Like 5 CDs? You can buy like 5 CDs with that. Huh. Interesting.
You can buy a third of each of those jackets.
Yeah. You could buy a third of one of those jackets. God, that's so funny. That's so fucking funny.
He was funny. I was thinking of other stuff about him on the way here. He like, oh yeah, I can't hear. He's always yelling. He would always say, he'd always be like, whenever they'd be eating meals, he was alive. I'm talking about him like he's not alive. He is. But they'd be like eating together, him and my parents. And he's talking about like watching his weight and stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it is exactly, but he's like, he'd always be like, yeah, at this point, I'm just eating for taste. Like he would recognize that he's not following his goal at all. But he's like, well, now I'm doing this.
God, like, that's so funny.
Yeah. Do you remember this game? It was called Spoons. It's like a card game. And there's spoons in the middle that you have to grab once you've like collected the cards you're supposed to have. And it's a speed type of game. I've
heard of it, but I don't think I've ever played it.
Well, we used to play that as a family and we'd play it with Scott. And one time we like, I guess he went to the bathroom or something. And we're like, oh, let's trick Scott. Let's like be like one of us gets it immediately. Mm-hmm. And then he'll be like shocked.
Yeah,
like that's surprising it could happen so quickly. So we set the cards up and then we did that. he was like, he was shocked. But then when he found out we set him up, he got really mad. I guess it's like first meatloaf and now this. Like,
yeah. He's like, these fucking kids have it out for me. I swear to God. God, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's it.
I have an uncle similar to that. Mm-hmm. He's dead now. But I remember like same kind of situation where he was like the funnest to hang out with.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, he rode his bike around everywhere. He lived in Warren, Rhode Island. He rode his bike around everywhere. And he loved riding his bike. And I was like, God, it's so cool that Hub rides his bike around. Like nobody else, no other adults ride their bike around. Like,
yeah.
Hub's like really cool for doing that. And then I found out he does that because he had a DUI. And he got his license revoked. And I was like, yeah, Hub's so cool for riding his bike around. And my mom was like, yeah, it's because he can't fucking drive because he has a DUI, Ali.
Should we do the post?
Let's get into the posty. And then look at these fucking lizards, maybe. I don't know. As long as there aren't too many people out there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, this one is really, really long. The mushroom one?
Oh.
It's like 20 paragraphs.
Oh,
I'm not even... Okay. Look at this.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
What the hell?
I didn't know it was that long.
Maybe that's why I never fully evaluated it. Because I was like, I can't.
It's
look at this.
so long. Yeah. Okay. I've sent it before, and so I saw the title and I sent it again, and that's probably why we never read it. Is because it's extremely long.
What about the
long? There's
the gender reveal and there's the gnome thing.
Let's do the gnome one.
Okay. I like that one.
I like that one too.
The title is now it's loading. I saw it, but I don't trust my iconic memory. That's what
Young with a lot of free time.
With a lot of free time.
Yeah. It's just from the funny stories subreddit.
I was about 17, still living at home. Pretty nice neighborhood with houses real close together. Anyway, I was at Walmart one day and I saw they had small garden gnomes for sale for super cheap, like couple dollars per. So naturally, I bought as many as I could. Naturally, yeah. Naturally,
of course.
I would have wanted to do something like this.
Totally.
At this age.
When I was a kid, when I was like a shitty like teenager, maybe preteen, I would hang out with my friend Monica in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and we'd walk around and steal garden gnomes off of people's. So nice. I literally had, and I would always bring them home to my mom, and she'd be like, "Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "We found it in the garage." And we had like 9 garden gnomes in the front of our house for a very long time because I kept bringing them home. And we kept stealing them off of people's lawns. It was crazy.
I had maybe 40 to 50 and absolutely no idea what to do with them. Every morning he wakes up stressed. He's like, I gotta figure out what
40 to 50, God.
A few days later, I was walking my dog, a pit bull boxer mix, and the sweetest thing, I passed a lady with a small dog. This little dog started barking at mine, and this lady fucking kicked my dog.
That's insane.
Because her dog was barking at his
That
dog.
shit happens all the time.
I didn't know what to do, but I saw her rush home and go inside, and that's when I got an idea. Every night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock. Also, he put it into like, what's it called? Zulu time?
Yeah.
When it's like
military
time or whatever. It's like 1,500 hours. Every night between 11:30 and 0100 hours.
Like it's an operation.
Yeah. I would walk up to her front door and put one gnome just right in their entryway. I'd get up the next day for school and sometimes see her look at it and throw it away. As the days passed, I got more creative and started hiding them or putting them in little scenes. These ones are playing tennis. One day I saw her and her husband yelling at each other, pointing at them. I'm pretty sure I drove them insane and it was worth the money I spent.
That's
Don't
so
kick
funny.
my fucking dog. They're yelling at each other like they're blaming each other.
Yeah. They're like, why do you keep fucking doing this? Dude, he's like ruining that household from the inside out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's psychological warfare at this point.
Man. Well, I like this. It's a weird way to resolve her kicking your dog.
I know.
issue.
The kicking of the dog is too extreme.
Man, Katrina told me, I don't think it's that Luna has been kicked, but it's like she's, maybe I'm misremembering, but like people have tried to kick her or seem to try and kick her.
Jesus.
Like they just walk right through her.
Oh my God.
Like they're your dog shouldn't be in the way. You know? So they're like going to put her dog in danger.
Totally. Yeah, of course. I mean, people do that like to other people all the time.
Yeah.
Never mind like small dogs who will like get actually hurt if you step on them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Luna's a fragile little lady.
I know, she's so tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny girl. But yeah, I agree with what that guy did. I mean, honestly, if somebody kicked my dog, I'd burn their fucking house down. But
yeah,
you know.
It's interesting. Like he didn't even need the satisfaction of her finding out it was him and that it was retribution.
No, he just wanted to like watch their household crumble from within, you know, and be like, dude, fuck.
I think that's pretty cool for like a 17-year-old to not need the credit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Because I would have just like would have shit on her lawn or something. Which is like, you know, it's not as fun. Only one time. You know, maybe I'd shit on her lawn every night between 11:30 and 0100 hours.
You said only one time, and I was like, you've shit on someone's lawn?
No. I've never done that. I've never shit on somebody's lawn.
Did you ever used to go out and do the like egging houses and toilet paper and stuff like that?
No. I would go out and like tag stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
We would vandalize stuff, but it was never like terrorizing people because you just like get caught.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess like we were like shitty, like dumb kids and we would like fuck around and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was never like at anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
My little brother, the one you've met.
Oh, yeah.
American Airlines.
Pilot. And I know all of his passwords, too.
You know all his passwords. We all know his passwords. We all know.
It's so funny that you told me. I'm gonna go hijack a plane because I have the passwords for it. Because I wish I could say,
they let you.
Bro, I wish I could say the password because the password itself is so funny, but I'm not going to, obviously.
It's very funny. I'm sure he's updated it by now, but I don't actually believe that. What was I saying? Oh, he had a group of friends where they would go out and egg each other's houses, though. So it's kind of like fun. Like, we're getting this guy tonight. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, I don't know if parents got mad. They probably kind of did, but they're like, boys.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
And they knew it wasn't like real anger or anything.
Yeah. My brother got in trouble for hitting mailboxes with baseball bats.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a classic thing.
Yeah. I remember I was too old to be doing this. I remember it was bad at the time, but I guess I was just like, I'm with friends. I want them to think I'm cool and fun or something. They were like, we were throwing empty beer bottles out of a car.
Oh, yeah.
And like smashing stuff as we drove.
Yeah.
There was no one around, but it's like.
It was just fun to do, of course.
It was fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, totally.
We would do that in our basement in college. We would go and break beer bottles against the wall. Did you do that?
No, I've never done that, but that sounds fun.
I felt like I had to do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a weird curiosity with like teenage children of like destroying stuff on purpose.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. Like, you're not, it's like something that it's like pushing boundaries, right? It's like you're not supposed to break stuff. So breaking stuff is like fun. Man. But yeah, me and Owen would like go find shit on the street, like a TV somebody left on a corner, and then we'd take it home and just smash the shit out of it. Oh my God. It was so fun. It was so fun.
It is so fun.
Dude, I would highly recommend being a latchkey kid because we would just destroy insane shit.
Yeah.
Just like put like a TV at the bottom of a hill.
Oh yeah.
And then get like a shopping cart we've stolen and then light it on fire and then push it down into the TV. Like just shit like that.
And you're like, yeah, good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah. We're like, oh, what if it's on fire? It's like, it's so crazy. It was so fun.
Yeah.
To do that shit and just have no adults around to tell us like that we can't do it.
This is when I was an adult, but one of my boyfriends and I one time, I guess as a date, it wasn't intentional, but we were on this long walk and it was like around some water. And we got into this one area. It was like really like abandoned and like isolated looking. But there was like an old abandoned car there. It was all rusted. It was like obviously nobody's gonna
jackpot.
Yeah. And
dude.
we threw rocks at it for forever. It was so nice. It was a really good date.
Dude, it's so fun to throw rocks at shit. Yeah. Oh God.
I
gotta do that.
My other boyfriend, the good one. Well, that one was good too, but him and his roommates, they were moving or getting rid of stuff. So we went to like a junkyard or wherever it was kind of like it was the dump. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was great because then we were throwing electronics down into this like
and it's like
concrete
a huge
hole
pile. Yeah.
So we were just like trying to hit good stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to get the best smash.
God, it's so cool.
I know.
God, smashing stuff is so cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys enjoying this podcast so far?
God, I have so many boyfriend smash experiences. I have one more.
Go ahead, lay it on me.
This is the bad ex. But he, 1 year for my birthday, this was actually really awesome. He created did I tell you this before?
You did tell me, but I don't think so.
He created a rage room for me in his garage.
Oh, in his garage. Gotcha.
And I don't remember what was in there, but he had a bunch of like broken electronics. He might have picked some up from like a junk store or something.
Yeah.
And an axe.
Oh, fuck.
And then he played like some new metal and just let me go in there and like smash everything. And I loved it.
We got to do that shit.
It was a great gift.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God. First we got to look at the lizards. Then we got to do a smash room.
Go smash stuff. All I want is to be able to like throw rocks at stuff like once a month.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to do. Like it's hard to figure out in New York City. You know what I mean?
I will kick a rock on the street and it's the same energy.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, yeah, I kicked that rock into that building.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.